how to find the graphical representation, or how to draw a graphical representation. You have already given the graphical diagram of how to draw directional control valves, but most of you are not aware of how to draw this. For that, I gave you a small diagram to show how it is representing. So from yesterday's example, you can see this is a two position four-way valve. Okay, this is a two position four-way valve. I'm talking about a directional control valve. Okay, this is a two position four-way valve. So it has, since it is two position, the graphical representation should contain only uh, only two rectangular blocks. Okay, and two positions, four way means it should possess four way. Okay, four way of movement. So how they are representing with this diagram? I already told you that P, T, A and B represents four ports in a directional control valve. In general, they are using two position with the help of two square or a small rectangle. Okay, so with the help of these two rectangles, you can see two positions is represented. By comparing a two position four way valve and its two positions, okay, you can simply see how the graphical representation is done. So in case A, see the position of this pole. Okay, so in case of first position, you can see the port that is from the pump, that is P, port P is connected to port A. This is one position, uh, and that of port B is connected to tank port. Okay, that is T. So in this in this position, you can see it is represented with the help of left side. Okay, this diagrams left side, that is P is connected to A and B is connected to T. This is how you should imagine a actuator at right side here. Okay, that is one. Imagine a linear actuator. You can see through when a pressure is given as inlet and it is fed into port A, it will enter from the one side of a linear actuator. At the same time, it has to the piston has to move in opposite same direction, so that the fluid from port B will enter into the control valve. Since the control valve port T is connected to B, this fluid will drain, okay, into the tank. This is the first position. Okay, and this is one way and this is the second way. Okay, one way of movement and the second way of movement, and this is entire this diagram shows first position of the valve. Okay, I think it is clear. So coming on to the second position is nothing but the fluid from port P is enter into the port B. So this is another way. This is a third way. You can see P to A is first way, B to T is second way, and P to B is third way. And when in an actuator, if the fluid is entered through the port B, automatically fluid from opposite side of the actuator will leave. Okay, so it will be through port A, and it is connected to the tank port. Hence, the from port A it will drain to the tank. Okay. From this diagram, you can see this is the third way. That is P connected to B is third way. Here you can see P connected to B is third way, and A connected to T is fourth way. So you can simply understand this two represents two positions. Okay, this position is represented here. on the left side, and this position is represented on the right side. So I think it is clear to you. This P to A is one way, B to T is second way, P to B is third way, and A to T is fourth way. This is how a four-way valve names come, and these two positions represent two positions. Okay. With the help of this logic, you can simply understand how these things are connected. Okay. So coming on to two position two-way valve, you can see with the help of actual two position two-way valve arrangement, you can see that in the first position, the fluid from port to P is directly given to B. There is no fluid is coming out through port A. Okay. Okay. I think it is clear. If you take an example of a pneumatic actuator, you can see the outlet will be directly to the atmosphere. So there should not be any return valve, or there is no need for any return valve. Okay. So this can be an example of a pneumatic control valve. Okay. So you can see here at the first position, only one way is there from P to B. And in second position, you can see there is a second way, that is from P to A. And there is no return of fluid or working substance from B to the tank. So this is a second way, this is a first way, and these two arrangement called two positions. Okay, there is only two position for this type of valve, and there is two way. So it is called two position two way valve. So with the help of the graphical diagram, you can see here P, T, A and B as represented above. It is written at the same position, but only one thing. At the left side, you can see it is connected from P to B. You can see the arrow mark is from P to B. And in case of other two port, they are not connected. Hence, it is represented with the help of this symbol. Okay. It is not connected. It is closed. This means it is closed. So this is how a two position two way valve is represented graphically. And the second figure, you can see here, it is connected. P is connected directly to A. Here from P to A, there is an arrow mark. And at B and T, there is no connection. So it is a closed position. So this is the two position two way valve. So I think it is clear to you. This is how with the help of our logic, we can connect how the diagram is constructed or graphical symbols are created. Okay. So you can simply understand, you just listen here. You can see this first, second, two, fifth diagram. You can see here, this is a three position. You can see three rectangles here, and this is three position. And there is how many way? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ways are there. These 4 are closed position. So 4 way 3 position valve. You can simply, okay, simply with your logic, you can simply understand this. Okay. There is no complication here. You just need to form the idea with the help of your logic. Okay. So we can go to next type of valve, that is pressure control valves. You already discussed about directional control valves. Directional control valves are actually using for controlling the direction of working fluid. Okay, but here, as the name suggests, why this is using? This is used to control the pressure. We already discussed in case of hydraulic circuit, there can be chance for surging. So when surging occurs, there is a chance for increasing the pressure inside the flow. So in order to control that, or in order to limit that pressure, we have to control the pressure inside the circuit. So for controlling the pressure inside the circuit, we are actually depending on pressure control valves. So, okay. So the pressure control valve maintains the required pressure level by How they are actually controlling the pressure? By with the help of two ways they are doing. First way is by diverting high pressure fluid to a low pressure area, and hence controlling the pressure in the high pressure area. You can simply use this, keep in mind these 2 points. Okay, diverting the high pressure fluid into a low pressure area, and hence controlling the pressure in the high pressure area. That is, high pressure fluid is giving some space for expansion. While expansion, the high pressure will lose its magnitude. So the high pressure will changes into low pressure. This is the first idea or first principle, how basic principle for working of a pressure control valve. Okay. Now coming on to the second point, by restricting the flow into another area. If you restrict a fluid flow, you will see that if you restrict something, it will hit that restricting position, and thereby there will create a certain amount of pressure. Okay, so the second method is used to increase the pressure, and the first method is used for decreasing the pressure, thereby controlling the pressure inside a pressure control valve. So these are the basic idea how the pressure control valve are controlling the pressures. Okay, so you can see there are different types of pressure control valves. Explaining all these points will be very difficult to cover in the class. Okay, so you have to use your logic. These are the basic idea you should implement, or you should use for understanding the different types of pressure control valves. So uh, I will give you a general idea, but you have to understand, okay, how it is actually working. Okay, so now coming on to different types of pressure control valves. First one is safety or pressure release valve. Relief valve. Okay, it is the first type of pressure control valve. And the second type of compound relief valve. Okay, the third type is pressure reducing valve. Fourth type is unloading valve, sequencing valves, and counterbalance valves. So we can see the different block diagrams, or just diagrams of these mentioned valves. Okay, okay, first coming on to a pressure relief valve. You can see these are the important components of a pressure relief valve, that is adjusting cap, pressure setting spring, exhaust, that is to the tank, and a puppet, and a source pressure. Okay, so this is the symbolic representation of a pressure control valve, that is a relief valve. Okay, this is the symbolic representation. You have to by heart this diagram. Okay, so you have to identify this diagram if something is given as a circuit, and identify which type of valve is used here. So if you know what type of valve represent this diagram, then you can simply explain the circuit. Okay, so you can see here it consists of different components. Okay, so different parts. So the in these types of valve, the pressure control valves are used in hydraulic circuit to maintain desired pressure in various parts of the circuit. The most widely used type of pressure control valve is pressure relief valve. This is a little important. Okay, it is normally a closed type valve, and its main function is to limit the pressure to a specified maximum value by diverting pump flow back to the tank. You can you can see here the first that is first type of principle is using here, that is its main function is to limit the pressure, that is to decrease the pressure or to control the increasing nature of pressure. That is the purpose of this type of valve, that is to specified maximum value by diverting the pump flow back to the tank. So by diverting the flow, that is pump is a high pressure region and tank is a low pressure region. So the flow is diverted from high pressure region to low pressure region to decrease the working pressure. Okay, that is the basic principle of a pressure relief valve. With the help of this arrangement, they are actually achieving this result. You can see a poppet which is held seated inside a valve by a heavy spring, and when the system pressure reaches enough high pressure, the poppet is forced off its seat. Okay, and this allows the flow through the outlet to tank as long as the high pressure level is maintained. So here, when a system pressure reaches enough high pressure, the poppet is forced off its seat. This is actually when system pressure, that is from the source pressure, there will be a pressure coming inside this control valve. So when the pressure reaches a certain pressure, that is, we can simply say it is a threshold pressure to move the poppet. Okay, this allows the flow through the outlet to the tank. Okay, if a pressure reaches a certain threshold pressure which is required to lift this puppet, the flow from this region, source pressure means it is a high pressure flow region, the flow from the pump usually. Okay, so if the pressure reaches a certain value, this puppet will be raised and this spring will get compressed according to the magnitude of the pressure. Okay, it will be at a certain length. Okay, with the help of this arrangement, they are actually controlling the pressure. So the adjusting screw cap is used to vary the spring force and thus to vary the cracking pressure at which the valve begins to open. So with the help of a screw cap, we can actually achieve the spring, vary the spring force. Okay, with the help of this screw cap adjusting arrangement, we can actually vary the spring force. That is, you can simply say that by turning it, you can see here a thread arrangement. By turning this adjusting cap, you can actually increase the tension inside the spring. If it is at a highly compressed position, if the spring is at highly compressed position, you can simply use your logic and identify that more pressure will be required to raise this puppet. Okay. Okay. So if the adjusting cap is turned out and the compression in the spring is very less, then the only issue will be the weight of this puppet. So that a small magnitude of pressure can lift this puppet. So by adjusting this cap arrangement, we can actually control the movement of puppet. Okay. You may get confused it with a directional control valve. Actually, we are controlling here the direction, but why pressure? Why it is called a pressure control valve? Why? Because we can actually give a certain magnitude of pressure. We can, with the help of this adjusting arrangement in each of the pressure valves, we can actually control the magnitude of pressure inside a valve so that we can control the pressure. So this is the first and most important type of pressure valves. Okay, it is called a pressure relief valve. Okay. So coming on to next type of pressure valve, you can see it is a compound relief valve. It is a compound relief valve. We have to use our logic and the arrangement of different components used here to identify how it is working. Okay. So you can see different parts like spring chamber, spring, then upper portion of main spool, tank, that is float to the tank, main spool, and lower end of main spool. These are the important component. The pressure input point. Pressure is pressure input point is nothing but port P. So this will be the port T, and non-adjustable orifice here, cavity supply line is here, and these are the chamber control is here. Okay, these are the important components or parts of a compound relief valve. Okay, in the compound relief valve, a main spool is provided and is held by the spring. You can see in the figure, it is a main spool is provided and is held with the help of a spring. And so the passage from the pressure input port to the tank is blocked. So with the help of this main spool, the passage of the fluid flow is blocked. Then the input pressure is directed to the bottom and top of the spool. Since the passage is blocked, the input pressure is directed to bottom and the top of the spool. You can see if in this position, the main spool is blocking the input pressure, that is input flow to the tank. Thereby, the input pressure, that is input flow, is splitting into two. That is, one is going at the bottom and other is going at the top direction. Okay, to the top direction. Until the pressurized fluid attains the cracking pressure, that is, there is a certain magnitude of pressure called cracking pressure. It cannot escape through the adjustment B. So, at this position, that is at adjustment B, there is an arrangement to maintain it at a, to open this arrangement or to pass the fluid from this position. There is a certain magnitude of pressure should be there. So until the pressurized fluid attain a cracking pressure, that is pressure at this, that is just a threshold pressure at this point, that is called a cracking pressure. It cannot escape through the adjustment B, and a balance is obtained by equal areas at each end of the spool. So at the same time, the top flow and bottom flow will at the same time will create a certain type of movement. Okay, and thereby the movement of the spring is actually occurring. So when the pressure in the spring chamber above the main spool rises to some level at which it can unseat the cone at the adjustment B, some portion of the pressurized fluid will escape through that tank port. That is, this is the second case. It was the initial case was that if the pressure of that diverting fluid is lesser than the threshold pressure at adjustment B, then it will not pass through that port. Okay. So when the pressure in the spring chamber reaches above the main spool rise to some level at which it can unseat the cone at adjustment B. Okay. So some portion of the pressurized fluid will escape that the tank port. Okay. Hence the pressure above the main spool become less than the lower portions of the main spool and balance is no longer maintained. So in both the directions, you can see one this input pressure is splitting into two directions, and one end is going into adjustment B, and if there will be a certain value for this adjustment B, and at the same time another fluid will go through the adjustment A, and there will be another pressure value for adjustment A, and thereby controlling the adjustment B point and the adjustment A point, we can actually control the magnitude of pressure which is leaving the system. Okay. So that is the basic working nature. That is the basic working nature of a compound relief valve. So as the pressure continues to rise at the lower end of the main spool, the pressure will be force the main spool against the spring. This create a free path for pressurized fluid to go through the tank port. That is, you see an example. Usually, the adjustment part B will be maintained at a higher threshold value of pressure. Okay. So, the pressure at this point, that is pressure through the bottom pipe, will stuck at this main spool position. Okay. So, if the pressure at the bottom reaches a main spool position, you can see here that uh, there will be a back pressure from the adjustment B, so that the net pressure will be higher at this point. So if the adjustment B is very high, so that further increasing in input pressure will not open this adjustment, then total pressure coming inside the pressure inlet port will be given into the bottom of the main spool, so that at a certain magnitude the main spool will be raised. Okay, when main spool is raised, the entire input flow will be gone into a tank. Okay, it is the first type of flow, and in case of second flow, the magnitude of adjustment B will be comparatively lesser, so that at a very lesser pressure itself, this adjustment will be in open position, so that the flow will be through another port, no, and not through the tank. So these the adjustment A and B together help to obtain the arrangement. Okay, pressure controlling arrangement. I think recording is not working. The system is complained. Okay. Students, just a minute. Okay. So, this is the basic arrangement of a compound relief valve. Okay. So, coming on to third type of valve, you can see a pressure reducing valve. This is the third type of valve. You can see this is the diagram of a pressure reducing valve. This is also used. You can simply use your logic to understand how the working of this valves will occur. Okay, you can see here. You can simply, with your logic, you can see here an adjustable screw is there. This is a thread, and this is a bolt. It is a representation of a screw, normal screw. Okay, fine. There is an adjustable screw which is connected to a, you can see here, it is connected to a spring. So with our logic, we can simply identify that the adjustable screw is used to compress or release the spring. So what will happen if the spring is compressed? If the spring is get compressed, more amount of force will be required to further compression. Okay. And if the spring is let free, very lesser amount of pressure or force is required to move the spring. So with the help of this adjustable screw arrangement, you can simply use your logic to connect how this setup is working. Okay. So here another important part is main pressure line, and another important part is reduced pressure line, and another so these are the another part is drain line. Okay, these are the important parts of a pressure reducing valve. So here you have to draw these types of diagram in your examination. If a question comes from explain about pressure reducing valve, you have to first draw this figure and mark all the necessary parts. Then For that, you can simply use your logic and connect the arrangement with the help of this component. So that you can simply, without any further hard work, you can simply use your logic to find the arrangement. Okay, fine. So these are the two cases. That is, case one is no pilot signal is given, and case two is when pilot signal is given. Pilot signal means just an inlet pressure or a separate pressure. We already seen it in some other examples. Okay, pilot means just an additional pressure to control. That is a controlling pressure. Okay, a pilot signal. Here the signal is maybe in hydraulic form. Okay, so in this type of pressure reducing valve, the pressure reducing valve is one of the types of pressure control valve. This type of valve is normally open. This is an open type of valve and is used to maintain reduced pressure in some part of the hydraulic circuit. So this type of valve is used for maintain the reduced pressure to keep the low pressure condition in a hydraulic circuit. We are generally going for a pressure reducing valve. As you can see, it is a reducing. What this mean? Which means the increasing pressure in a certain circuit. We already told in case of a hydraulic circuit, there is a chance for surging. So in order to control that surging phenomena, we are actually controlling the pressure of the fluid flowing through the passage. So this type of valves are used for maintaining a low pressure or a reduced pressure in a hydraulic circuit. Okay, I think it is clear. So coming on to and then this type of valve is actuated by the downstream pressure and tend to close when this pressure is reaching the valve setting. Okay. And in this valve, a spring-loaded spool is used to control the downstream pressure. We already know that this valve arrangement is always connected to a downstream position. What is mean by downstream? I already told in some examples. That is, downstream is from the flow will be from high pressure region to low pressure region. So the downstream means it is in the direction of flow. That is, we are talking about the direction in the direction of flow, which means from the pump to an actuator. It is the, if a flow is taking place from pump to actuator, this movement is called, or this direction is called downstream pressure direction. Okay. And if we are considering the opposite direction, that is already flow is from pump to actuator, but if we are considering the opposite direction, then it is called upstream direction or upstream flow. Okay. So here this type of pressure reducing valve is connected to where? It is connected to a downstream pressure region. Why? Because we have to control a flow pressure, right? We no need to control the exiting fluid flow or fluid pressure. Why? Because high pressure region will be at the outlet of the pressure pod, okay, or a pump pod. So we have to connect it at the downstream position. So with the help of our logic, we can simply understand. Okay, with the help of this topic, we can simply understand and use our logic to find the answer. So this is the actual diagram of, or actual figure of a pressure reducing valve. Okay. So this is a screw arrangement. We can turn the screw to load the spring. Okay. By changing the spring compression or tension, there should be higher pressure to move the arrangement. So this is the actual figure and this is a diagram, block diagram. Okay. Okay, fine. So next, coming on to a final type of valve, that is sequence valve. This is another type of pressure valve. You can see this is an arrangement actually. You can use it to identify your condition. Okay, this is a circuit which illustrates the use of a sequence valve. With the help of this circuit, we can simply understand how the sequence valve will work. Okay. So with the help of this circuit, we can simply understand the movement of the sequence valve. Okay. So the important components are clamp cylinder, extended cylinder, and with the help of this diagram or these graphical symbols, you can identify these what are these components. Okay. So I think you are familiar. You already seen these types of symbols in your previous example. So we can you identify this component? It is a double acting linear actuator or simply a cylinder. Okay, double acting cylinder. Is this a hydraulic circuit or a pneumatic circuit? Can you identify that? So use your logic and understand why this is a closed position and what is used here. You can see a shaded one triangle here. It also represents some type of arrangement. Okay. So with the help of these arrangements, you can identify the sequence valve. Okay. In next class, I will explain it in detail. Okay, fine. Thank you.